Okay, it's fine. Looks good.
Okay, cool. Whew. We have a lot to cover today in a very short amount of time. So we'll talk about AI in global digital marketing. It's evolving rapidly as we are speaking. New developments are happening. So I do recommend that you keep up. So I'm going to give a few tips. I'm going to show a few really cool tools. I'm going to show you how we use AI in digital marketing. So I am pretty certain that most of you will walk away with hopefully a few new good ideas, encouragement on how to incorporate AI into your overall business processes. All right. Again, my name is Chris. I'm the founder of Boulder SEO Marketing and Chris Ralph International SEO. I've been in the localization industry for about 12 something years before I started the SEO business. I still speak at industry events, conferences, etc. So probably many of you, we know each other. So I'm excited to be here today on this gala webinar, and let's get right into it. Oh yeah, please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn if we're not already connected on LinkedIn. All right, the future is here. Not sure if you guys already know what this is, but this is basically the Amazon Astro. It is currently being tested by thousands of people in homes. It is a Alexa on steroids. I couldn't say it too loud because we have one here. So this thing will definitely be on my, Christmas list. I think it's about $1,300, $1,500. But this is going to be the first in-home robotic that is going to be used across, households around the globe. So to me, that's the thing. It's like the future is here. These people will infiltrate our homes, interact with us, do things for us. So it's truly amazing what's happening in AI in general. And I told Isabella, in preparation for this webinar, I spent about 40, 50 hours watching videos, educating myself about AI in general and in global digital marketing. So if you want to get up to speed on where AI is going in general, everywhere, in every aspect of life, I do recommend watch the videos of Transform X. This conference was held, I believe, in November of last year, just before the launch of ChatGPT. But already the owners of OpenAI, the CEO and the co-owner, they spoke about the solution. So you could hear that this tool was about to be launched. Anyhow, this will get you up to speed on AI and, open your eyes on what we're about to see in the next 5 years or so. All right. So we have a very packed agenda today. The first part of this presentation is going to be more strategic. Okay, here's what's going on, right? Here's what's happened in the past. Then I'm going to dive more into, hey, midterm, this is what's happening with AI. This is what I think you should do. And then we're going to dive into the tactical part of the presentation, where we take a look at use cases, case studies. I'm going to show you how we actually use AI as part of our processes at Boulder SEO Marketing in digital marketing. And then I'd love to have time for Q&A at the end of the presentation. All right. I'm pretty certain most of you now know what ChatGPT is. Chat and then GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So basically, when I signed up for that tool and started to use it for the first time, I had another Google moment. When I got my degree, my business marketing degree back in the late 90s, one of my teachers told me, or like the class, like, hey, I found this new website called Google. It's amazing. You should check it out and potentially buy stock if they ever go public. Well, I wish I had, right? So once I started to use Google, it was like, wow, things are changing now with the internet. The same thing is sort of like happening with ChatGPT, right? It's the first AI tool. It's a large language model that is actually doing what it's supposed to do, right? It's designed to use generative AI and natural language processing to produce text that is very similar, basically indistinguishable from what a writer would do, right? So we're at that point where these AI tools are getting freakingly, shockingly good, and we're just at the beginning. So I had one of those Google moments when I signed up for ChatGPT. All right, this begs the question, okay, will 100% AI generated content actually rank in Google search? All right, I think a lot of people are abusing tools like ChatGPT now, simply because it's easy, right? All you have to do is put in a command, hey, ChatGPT, what are the benefits of localizing a website? All right. This is actually a really good answer, but it's not net new content. It scans the web out there. I think it has access to content up to 2021 as of right now. They're about to launch a paid version at, I think, $20 per month. So I'm sure this tool would further improve. But what we're seeing here, it's not new content, right? It's just like spun content. It went out there and it came up with something that already exists on the internet out there. All right. So will this content rank in Google search? No. Not to the extent that it will benefit your SEO or digital marketing efforts. All right. So I actually ran that content through some AI writing detection tools. So writer.com is telling me, hey, there's a 33% chance that this content was created by a human, very low, right? And then you may already have heard about a tool called GPT-0, all right? It's sort of like one of the leading tools in detecting AI-generated content. So very happy to see that this tool detected that this was actually, in fact, AI-generated content. Okay. As these AIs are developing, there's going to be solutions that we're going to use, but then there's also a lot of people that are going to abuse those solutions. So this is why we're going to see tools like GPT-0 pop up, right? So there's a whole new market developing in, AI tools, but then also to counter them, to basically control them. So this is just general information, but I told my students, I teach part of a master's degree for the University of Strasbourg, France, like, hey guys, if your blog post, your final assignment is going to be written by an AI, I will detect that thanks to tools like GPT-0. All right. This is basically how you have to develop content if you want to have a chance to rank in Google search. All right. Back in August, Google unleashed the helpful content algorithm update. All right. So they're using AI to detect content that's potentially written by tools. So always first focus on people first content, avoid creating content that's just created for search engines. Right down there is the link. I'm sure you're going to get the link to my slides so you can read up on how to develop content that will actually have a chance to rank in Google. All right. Google is freaking out. Their CEO has declared code red. They're actually, for the first time, I believe in 10 or something like that years, something is happening that is questioning their status quo in the search space, right? So they just put out an email with this a link to this article, 9 ways we use AI in our products. I mean, Google is one of the top AI companies in the world. everything is driven by AI that they're doing. It's just like they were not first to market with a ChatGPT similar product, right? So they're feeling the heat. They just announced, I think yesterday, that they are launching a ChatGPT competitor called Apprentice Bard. And I'm very certain that probably, you know, later this month, we're going to see a major announcement that this tool is now broadly available. So there will be other companies that are going to offer similar solutions. So we're going to see massive improvements, developments in that space. All right, let's quickly define what actually is artificial intelligence, AI. It's basically training a machine to perform human tasks using algorithms, machine learning, deep learning, other techniques to get to that solution. That's basically AI. Then, I'm sure many of you have not yet heard the term AGI, artificial general intelligence. It's often referred to as strong AI. It allows AI to understand or learn any intellectual task that a human being can do. Extremely freaky. But basically, we're getting to that point where, you know, there's going to be tools that will create net new content, you know, not just content that's scrapped somewhere on the internet. This is where we're going with this, and we're at the cusp of this happening. So buckle up. This is going to be an interesting ride in many ways. All right. Then also, I want to briefly talk about NLP, natural language processing, because that's going to affect us in the localization translation space, right? NLP, basically, we're going to see tools that have the ability to understand text and spoken words, basically the same way we humans can do. I just read about a new app, a translation app. I mean, it's getting more and more. It's getting easier and easier to translate from one language to another in whatever form or shape you need that translation to be done. So I predict the language industry will change dramatically with the development of AI specifically geared toward that space. All right, very briefly, AI and search. Back in 2015, Google introduced RankBrain, machine learning / AI algorithm. And then they followed up with EEAT, with BERT, MOM. I'm not going to talk much about these algorithm updates, but they have done a lot to improve their algorithm. And it's very heavy AI driven. Includes machine learning, etc. This is why I was pretty much shocked when they were not first to market with a tool such as ChatGPT. All right. So basically, when it kind of comes to AI in general and in digital marketing, we're right here, right? We're looking at the hockey stick effect. We haven't seen anything. We haven't seen anything, in my opinion. We're gonna see dramatic improvements with AI. People are investing billions of dollars in AIs. There's a plethora of new patents, AI patents filed. I mean, you see the hockey stick, right? So we're gonna see dramatic increases in adoption of AI in whatever we do nowadays. Remember the saying or the slogan, there's an app for that back when the iPhone launched. You know what, there's going to be an AI for that. Whatever you can think about, there will be an AI for that, in my opinion. AI in global digital marketing, here's a very short list of what to potentially expect. Two things I want to talk about. I do believe that centralized digital marketing it's going to be a thing of the past, right? I think we're going to go more and more toward decentralization of global digital marketing, meaning there will be specifically within larger companies, there's going to be teams in country that are going to use very specific AI tools to communicate very specifically to the target audience that they want to interact with. And this is possible through AI content generation and automation. There's going to be an AI for, hey, AI create an infographic with these things, make sure to include images and throw in a video, etc. This is where we're going with AI in global digital marketing. Is there going to be a need for centralized localization? I think there will be. But I also think that things will change dramatically. And when we get to the Q&A, I'd love to hear from you guys in the field who are in localization. What are you seeing already? Are things changing, etc.? So I'd love to get your feedback on what I'm predicting here. All right. So if you haven't already started, now's the time to incorporate AI into your processes. You cannot afford not doing it. It's a competitive advantage. Be an early adopter, and then your customers simply will expect it from you. This is what we put in our proposal here at Bold SEO Marketing, blah, blah, blah. We don't just rely on AI to do the job for us, but we use a human-driven, AI-assisted approach. What does that look like? So this is basically a visual representation of our SEO methodology that we deploy for our customers. So we're asking ourselves, we take a look at every process, everything that we do, and we ask ourselves, hey, does it have to be a 100% human task? Can it be a human-driven, AI-assisted task? Can it be an AI-driven / human-assisted task? Or can it be a 100% AI-driven task? So I recommend do something similar for your business. Get on it as soon as you can, and then find specific AIs that are already developed for that specific task. All right, let's take a look at our first use case. We're going to take a look at an AI-driven, human-assisted task. So we already incorporated this task into our process. So basically, as part of our SEO / digital marketing strategy, we also do social media marketing specifically for SEO for ourselves and our clients. So we don't, try to do hip stuff or like major engagement. It's more factual. It's like, hey, we created a new blog post. Here's a summary, and here we go with a link in a simplified, explanation. So basically, social media marketing, we are in control of publishing content to our own or our customers' platforms, right? So we now use ChatGPT to, hey, tool, write a social media message of 40 words for a LinkedIn company page about this blog post. Make sure to include hashtags and a strong call to action. Very basic prompt, right? Usually we include way more prompts so that the output is way better than what you're seeing here. But the tool came back with this. I'm like, a little bit too short. So I simply tell it, write a longer message. And look at this. It's like, okay, right? I would feel okay to put this up on our LinkedIn company page. It will do the job. It will put the link out there to this blog post on the internet. Very important for an SEO strategy, included hashtags and all that good stuff. So this is one use case that you can jump on, like implement as of right now. Then for multilingual social media marketing, basically, I just tell it, hey, translate this into German, right? If we want to promote the same blog post, assuming that, it's been written in German to a German audience out there. So I just asked ChatGPT, hey, translate this into German. actually did a pretty decent job, yet I still would want a human, a linguist, somebody who's a native speaker of German. Make sure, read it, right? This is a tool. It's not perfect. So this is why we call this AI-driven human-assisted task. It has reduced the time that we spend on creating social media dramatically. All right. I have prepared 3 case studies that I want to show you. So basically, we're going to talk about content creation, AI, and SEO and digital marketing. So I want to show you, I did 3 case studies specifically for this webinar. I'm going to show you a acceptable at best content creation case study, a good but not amazing, and then, hey, this is what it takes if you want to succeed with content creation, AI, and SEO and digital marketing. All right. So the first case study that I will show in a second here is I used the following process. I just asked ChatGPT, hey, write a blog post of 500 words about this topic. Okay, then I took the content over into Grammarly, another great AI NLP tool that we use for all of our clients and our own business. So I cleaned it up. I made sure there was no plagiarism, made it look presentable, right? Then I went ahead and published the content to our website grudgingly. Not a fan of putting up crappy content on our own website, but I did it for the purpose for this webinar because I want to show you the results. So this was the acceptable at best option. Then the good but not amazing. We use a tool called SE Ranking. I'll show you, I'll share my screen and we're going to run through this tool to show you exactly how it's done. Oh, by the way, if any of you want me to analyze or use your website for the live screen sharing portion of this webinar, just plug it in to the chat or the Q&A feature down there. Just plug in your URL and we'll take it from there. All right, so good, not amazing. We used SE Ranking to do keyword research. Then we used SE Ranking's content editor SERP analyzer tool to come up with an outline. Then we used ChatGPT to fill in the words on a section by section basis. All right. And then I had a real writer, one of our real writers, sit down, make it better, like rewrite it if needed, make it, use certain style, use the right keywords, etc. But then we took it over to Grammarly, made sure there was no plagiarism, used basically the tool to its full extent to make sure it's really, good content. Then we went ahead and published that piece of content to our website. All right, this is the option that I ultimately recommend. Hard work pays off. Again, we used SE Ranking for the keyword research, the content outline, the content editor tool. We used SE Ranking to the full extent in terms of doing a full SERP, search engine results pages, analysis. Then a real human writer wrote the content. Did not use AI content generation tools. We always check the content using Grammarly. Then we had a team of experts, designers, everybody was involved in creating an incredible piece of content. It's like a deep dive on SEO packages, everything you need to know about SEO packages. All right. Let's take a look at some more details here. All right, so option 1, it's lightly edited, polished AI-generated content. This is what this blog post looks like. And by the way, I also used DALL-E, an AI image generation tool to create the images for this blog post. So that's basically it. It's about 500 words. Very basic. If you read this, it's like, okay, this is not groundbreaking, right? Is it written well? Sure. I optimized it for the right keywords that I would want this page to rank for. So it's not bad, but it's not great. All right. So then I ran it through GPT-0 after we cleaned it up. And actually, your text is likely human generated because I went through the process of like cleaning it up, no plagiarism, etc. So that's a good thing, right? Then I'm showing you now the results for that page using Google Search Console. So basically, after I launched this page at the end of December last year, you can see that it's starting to, show up. It's getting impressions. The average position for all keywords across the map is like 61. So this page a month later is now ranking for some keywords. But here's one: benefits for a company monitor their SEO each month. I guarantee you there's probably maybe 1 or 2 people searching for exactly this keyword. Not a great keyword to rank for. So it's like it's ranking, but it never will do well in Google search. All right, so option 2, human-driven and heavily edited AI-generated content. So here's the process. We used SE ranking to do the keyword research properly. These are the 4 keywords that I want this content to rank for. Then we use the SE ranking content editor tool to come up with a outline. We did the SERP analysis. So this is basically what we believe, will create an interesting piece of content. And then SEO ranking also gives you the parameters for, in comparison to the top 10 pages that are ranking for these keywords in this topic, your blog post needs to be about, 2,500 to 3,000 words. That's what I did. There needs to be X amount of headers, paragraphs, images, etc. All right. So this tool is critical in scanning other websites that you're going to compete against with this piece of content. So this gives you a ton of insights, critical for if you create content, might as well do it right. Okay. Then this is the end result. What are small business SEO packages? That's one of the keywords. How do I choose the best package for my company in 2023? As you can see, I used, custom imagery, put a call to action in there. It's a very well put together blog post of about 3,000 words. All right. Again, GPT-0, it thinks it's human generated, but I did use ChatGPT to generate section by section, but it was not just, hey, create this blog post in one go, right? So it's very customized content, and then it was cleaned up, etc., etc. All right. So here's the result for this page. Again, launched it, I think a day later, on December 29th. So as you can see there, it's getting more traction than the other piece of content, the not so great piece of content. And check this out. It's actually ranking, page 3 on Google right now for really interesting keywords, basically the keywords that I selected for this page. So this is not bad. However, it's not amazing. Okay. So here is the option that I do recommend you do. And I think I actually gave a webinar about micro SEO strategies. That was the last Gala webinar that I presented. So if you want to learn more about it, definitely take a look at that webinar. I'm also going to share the link to another webinar that we did about this. But we basically followed our micro SEO strategy process to create a piece of content that's killing it, or that's knocking it out of the park. All right. This is what this page looks like. As you can see, very customized, human generated content. We did a lot of research, very informational, what's included in our packages, what's good, what's bad, webinar to that, the link to the webinar. If you're not ready for our packages, take our training, right? Another call to action. A case study, reviews, frequently asked questions. So that was a very labor-intensive piece of content that we created, but we used AI more for the strategy, hey, this is, what's going to get us to rank at the top in Google, but we 100% used a human to write the content. All right. We launched this page back in May. As you can see there, it's performing really well. We are competing against other SEO agencies. There's no shortage of other SEO agencies in the US. But this page is now ranking for nearly 50 words in the top first page, the top 10 search results on Google, including very high intent, high monthly search volume keywords. For example, one of our main keywords was SEO services package. I think we're currently number 3 or 4. So we're getting a ton of really highly qualified leads from that page. I think it generates probably 50% of all the leads that we get, people that are looking for monthly SEO packages. All right. Here's just a very quick introduction to micro SEO strategies. We basically take a look at we use SE ranking to run the website through its tool. Then we look for low-hanging fruit opportunities. Basically, is there a page on a website that already ranks okay for what we call an interesting keyword, a low-hanging fruit keyword, basically high search volume, high intent, but that page currently ranks on page 2 or 3 on Google. We can take that page from page 2 or 3, we can get that to the top in Google following our micro SEO strategies methodology. We simply create something that's 10 times better than what currently exists out there. Again, we use SE ranking for the analysis part, their AI tools. And then we deploy a hyper-focused on and off-page SEO strategy. It's usually a 3 to 5 months process, but this is what it takes if you want to get to the top in Google for a highly competitive keyword. All right. Here's the link to a webinar that we actually did for SE ranking. So I recommend, if you like to learn more about this methodology, we're giving everything away. I think we also include templates and all that good stuff that you could need to deploy a micro SEO strategy. Of course, if you're interested in talking to us about this, feel free to reach out. That was my sales pitch. All right, let's take a look at the process and AI tools that we need to deploy AI-driven content and stuff that actually gets to rank in Google. If you'd like to use SE ranking, they give my students access to their tool, I think for the duration of my teachings. So I invite you to use this link there. It's not an affiliate link. I don't make money, but I think this will get you a month-long free trial. No credit card required. It's an awesome tool. We use it on a daily basis here at Boulder SEO Marketing. All right. So let me see if we have a website that we can use. All right.
Yes, there was one, someone suggested using www.monisaenterprise.com.
All right.
I think you can find, yeah.
Yeah. Let's let me close a few things here. Sorry, give me 1 second. I gotta move some windows. All right, so first, what we would do is, let's say you're a client, you come to us and say, hey, we want to do a micro strategy. How do we do that? So we would first head to the competitive research feature here. Are you in the US? Let's take a look at it. All right, so good. We do have some organic traffic, low domain trust. I assume it may be a relatively new website. Okay, looks like you may have launched back here in October of 2021 or something like that. So I would look at, does the website already rank for interesting keywords that have high search volume, and you're currently not on position 1 or 2. Excellent. Look at this. Let's just go for this. All right, content development services. Wow, you are already in position 3 for a relatively high search volume keyword. Let's go with that, right? So I'm going to take a look at this page. All right, are there other keywords that this page is ranking for that are high search volume? You're not already in position 1 or 2. All right, excellent. Premium content writing services. Awesome. Let's just say, hey, we want to rank at the top in Google for these 3 keywords. Okay. Let's actually quickly take a look at this page. And I appreciate you offering your website up for this exercise. Monisa Enterprise. Okay. Very nice, very nice. So this is actually a services page. We do love services pages to deploy micro SEO strategies for content development. All right. So what I'm going to do here, actually, let's take another look at this page. So, okay. It's already pretty good, I would say. Let's see if we can make this page even better. So I'm going to head over to SE ranking. I'm going to go to the content marketing section, the content editor tool. This is a premium feature. So you may have to pay extra money if you want to use this feature, but it's well worth it. All right. So we're going to create a new article. All right. So we're going to use content development services. We want to be number 1. A service, then content development services, the plural. And again, that's just an example, right? We would do quite a bit extensive keyword research before we lock in the top 3, the 5 keywords that we want to rank for. All right. So let's say we're going to target the US, English, content dev. Let's just use a content dev. We're gonna put the URL of your page in here so that SE ranking can take a look at the content, what's already on there. Why don't we take a look at who are we competing against? Okay, we're currently position 4 here. Let's do a incognito search. So a lot of people are advertising. All right, probably these guys. Look at that, you're right here. Not a lot of people will go to below the top 3 organic search results. Let's see if we can, beat these guys. Okay. So I'm gonna ask SE ranking, hey, also, let your AI analyze this page. You can add, I think, up to 5 competitors. All right, let's get to the create article portion. This will take a second here. Hope it's not going to take too long. Hey, Isabel, are there already any questions while we wait for the tool, the AI here, to do its magic? Any questions that I can answer right now?
No, not really. Just a couple of people mentioning that they tried ChatGPT to develop some content for social media.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I see you're ready. Okay, go ahead.
Perfect, perfect. Right, you see, the AI took very little time, right? So now it's like, hey, let's compare ourselves against, you know, who we want to beat in the Google SERP. So definitely, let's just go with the top 3 organic search results. Keep this simple. Usually we would analyze the top 10. Actually, let's just go ahead and use these as well. Then the content, the AI tool already is providing content parameters. All right. In order to outrank your competitors, you got to come up with something that's at least about 400 to 600 words long, about 8 to 12 headings, 9 to 14 paragraphs, and it should include about 4 to 5 images, right? That's based on the SERP analysis that the tool did. Then I highly recommend uncheck all of the keywords here. So let's go for, these are the top 2, maybe content creation services. These are the 3 keywords that we, you know, primary target SEO keywords that we're gonna optimize for. Then down here, you can include more links, etc. This tool also takes a look at questions that, like this stuff, people also ask, okay? This is great content to put on that page, potentially, right? So this tool does the legwork for us. It's like, hey, what questions do you want to include, or what kind of content do you want to include? So let's just grab a few here. But I do recommend go, you know, through all of these questions, because that is content that people are actually searching for. All right. Then content structure. All right. In addition to what you already have on your page, let's take a look at the competitors that we selected. What kind of headers do they have on their content? All right. Crank up your marketing engine without staffing up your company. If you think that's a good heading for, you know, to augment, update your piece of content, just click here, add it, right? Very simple. Then let's take a look at the next competitor. Content writing services that draws and sells. Let's just grab a few here, randomly selected. You know, here we go. Let's do one more competitor. That's very basic. God, actually, I think you have a chance to outrank these guys. Here we go, just for kicks. So now we have added the headers from our competitors that we think we want to include in our piece of content. So that's called the SERP analysis, page per page analysis. Then you can send the content creation part of this project straight to a writer, provide specific instructions about the metadata, title, description, the slug, and then additional notes for the person that's going to write this content. All right. So it pulls in your piece of content. Now what I want to do is I click on outline, competitors. Oh, sorry. Content structure. Here we go. So these are the headers that we picked from our competitors. So basically, you know, let's come down here. All right, we will also want to write about this here. It then includes the heading right down here. Highlight the entire sentence. And then this thing gets active here, rewrite. So basically, the tool will give you a few more options and additional content, similar to ChatGPT, right? Where it regenerates content. And then why don't we paste that? So it just makes it easier to come up with a good outline, already pre-populate some content. And then what we would do, we would get the entire team involved. We would ask our writers to write the content, basically make it 10 times better than what's currently available out there so that we can outrank our competitors. What last thing that I want to show here is, so now we have a piece of content, right, that we believe has a chance to rank high or at the top in the US market. Now we deploy global digital marketing strategies. We can redevelop this piece of content in German, in whatever language it is. Basically, just reuse the same process. What's very important is that you do keyword transcreation, not just translation. Let me show you an example here. Let's say I want to sell more smartphones in Germany. Okay. So a lot of people are using the term smartphone in Germany. Okay, I know that for a fact. I'm from Switzerland originally. So I want to see, is this actually the best keyword, right, to use as part of my SEO/digital marketing strategy? Look at this. Okay, there's 110,000 people searching for this keyword on a monthly basis. However, people in Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, we actually use the term handy for smartphone. So this would be a great example of keyword transcreation. So once you go through the process of properly localizing, optimizing, transcreating this piece of content for the German market, maybe use different imagery, etc., make sure to do the keyword research properly for the new target market. Make sure that you actually transcreate your keywords. You don't just translate them, because that will make a massive difference on how you're going to rank in Google and other search engines. Whew. All right. Again, encourage you to take advantage of the free trial here that SE Ranking is offering. With that being said, I think we have hopefully about 10 minutes for Q&A. Please ask me anything you can think about. I've done a lot of research for this webinar. Over, Isabella, I'm done.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Thank you, Chris, and great that you could show in practice how work should really be done. I think you answered my main question, actually. Will SEO be completely automated anytime soon? I think the answer is no, at least for now.
No, so I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled about what I'm seeing based, I've done all that research. It's going to be even more important to have a good human writer. It's going to be even more important to have great linguists, translators. We're going to go from potentially, localizing to more transcreating, right? It's going to be, here's the source language content, now localize it. No, it's like, hey, here's the topic, and now create something for your target market. I'm talking with other localization companies out there. I see the early adopters, that's what they're doing, right? This is what's happening. So I'm thrilled with what's happening with AI. And yeah, SEO is not going to go away. Linguists are not going to go away. Writers are not going to go away.
Yeah, excellent.